Have you ever wondered why you still feel nervous and on edge, even when you're doing all the right things to have peace? Hey, Kathy here. And for the past 2 decades, I've helped women come into alignment so they can have peace, presence, and prosperity. In today's video, you're going to learn why your body stays on high alert even when life looks fine around you. You're also going to learn how sensitivity and early conditioning keep your nervous system on edge and what actually helps you stay calm by releasing what was never yours to carry. So, if you're someone who leaves social situations like parties, maybe even Costco, the airport, things like that, like all worked up or a little bit drained or anxious, it's not because you're broken. You likely have a very highly attuned nervous system, and I got you. And it hasn't learned to stay rooted in your own energy. And this is super important because when you're unconsciously absorbing the energies of all those people around you, your peace also gets tossed around by whomever is in the room. My client Katie was like this. She would leave parties, family gatherings, all of these places feeling drained or anxious, and her nervous system couldn't settle afterwards. So she always thought something was wrong with her because of this agitation. What we realized was that she was feeling all these energies. Nothing was wrong with her. She was just being shaped by the emotional weather in the room with her. So other people's stresses would just go right through her system. Once she came to work with me, and we narrowed it down to, oh, this is what's actually happening. Then I was able to give her two powerful practices to stay grounded and anchored in her own energy. And she was no longer tossed around by all the other stuff anymore. So she could go be with the family at Thanksgiving. She could go, shopping during the holidays and have no matter what energy, as in Macy's or the mall or Target or whatever, it doesn't matter because she's secure in herself. And for a sensitive, like this is huge. I was like that, so I get it. When your inner state isn't anchored, other people's emotions kind of decide how you feel. Real, true grounding restores the peace that's available to you. So when you ground your energy daily with real, authentic practices, you create an energetic boundary that is not like protection. You don't need protection, but it's that grounding that allows connection without absorption. So if you feel like other people's emotions hijack your mental or even your physical well being, click the first link below. I can help you with this directly. And what if the tension you feel isn't coming from the outside? What happens when it's coming from the way your nervous system is wired? Okay, I see this a lot too. Many sensitive women live with a nervous system that's constantly on edge because it's scanning for danger. It's like, what's off? What's wrong? What do I need to watch out for? Right? This is sometimes where freak behavior comes in too, because it's like, what can I control so that I'm safe, so that things are okay? Right. And my client Cheryl is a good example of this, right? She had everything. I mean, truly, like the financial situation, the home situation, her children were gone. She had a great job. She had all these things that were like, from a videotape perspective, her life was perfect. But internally, she lived with this constant state of tension. If you can relate, yeah, keep watching. Her nervous system never really softened and calmed down. she couldn't think her way into peace. I mean, that wasn't possible, right? She could affirm and do affirmations and do the things, even do breathing practices, but none of it really had a lasting effect. So when she started to focus on reset her nervous system through simple energy practices, that's when things really started to shift. Her body learned to relax. She began sleeping better and resting more deeply and trusting in herself and in life. And that's when vitality starts to return. Because if you're constantly on edge, when does your nervous system or even your digestion get a chance to settle? So, peace does not come from convincing your mind that you're safe, it comes from teaching your body, right? It's a mind body connection. Yes, but it comes from teaching your body that danger has passed. It's an energetic thing, and there are ways of weaving that in to the whole process. So the solution is regulate and reset your nervous system daily. So safety becomes your default state instead of something you occasionally come upon just randomly. And here's the thing, sometimes that anxiety isn't even yours. It was inherited. And I don't necessarily mean in the DNA, although that is possible. What I mean is when you're growing up, it's kind of like you're marinating in particular energies. So if your parent was very anxious or lived in a lot of overwhelm, then that was kind of the default state. That's your baseline. That's what's normal. I have a client, Leah, and she demonstrates this perfectly. Children so often absorb stress patterns as a way to feel connected to their parent or a way to feel safe. And Leah is highly successful, successful in business, successful, she was successful in school, successful in all these areas. And she had a very, very anxious mother. So without realizing it, Leah carried that forward into her life. So she was outwardly competent and composed and all these things, but inwardly, there was this state of unrest. When we realized that a lot of her anxiety was actually energy she was still carrying from her mother, she was able in a very brief period of time to just give that energy back. I taught her how to do that. It's super quick. And then to take back what was actually hers. So when you give up something as a child, you give up your peace or your sense of safety or even your sense of self-worth. Many of us have done that. When you take on someone else's thing, whatever you've taken on from them, you give up your innate natural well being. Okay, so I teach you to take that back, taught Leah to take that back. And that single shift helped her realign with her own inner knowing. I sometimes call the heart is your CEO. This guy is the secretary. Really good at some stuff, really good at calculating things, but this is your CEO. She was allowed and able then to really tap into this and her gut also as the driving force so that she could have soul led choices instead of anxiety led choices. Think of how different your choices would be if you're really connected to that inner GPS, your guidance that's always available. That's what I love seeing. So then when you're living from there, overwhelm is no longer running the show. You don't have to heal what was never yours. You just have to release it. So the solution is to give back your parents' energy and reclaim your own. If you'd like help with this, click that first link below.